My dormitory was the honors dorm, but it was also basically Sodom and Gomorrah. And I had a particular night where I drank probably 14 double vodkas. Sorry, Mom. I thought I was going to die, and I prayed like so many other people. And I read Peter Kraft's Between Heaven and Hell. And I came to believe in the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Deep enough to dream in brilliant colors I have never seen.
I went to Florida State University in 1988. I was completely secular. I loved college football, David Letterman, and probably Bloom County, the comic strip. I went to Florida State. I immediately fell in with kind of the drinking and carousing crowd. My dormitory was the honors dorm, but it was also basically Sodom and Gomorrah. And I had a particular night where I drank probably 14 double vodkas. Sorry, Mom. And the next day was extremely sick, crawling around our communal men's room. And I thought I was going to die. And I prayed like so many other people pray. I prayed, God, if I will live, I will go to a religious meeting of some kind. And the religious meeting that I knew about was InterVarsity Christian Fellowship that one of my friends went to. I went to it. I sat in the back of the room. They invited me to come join everybody. I said no. And I remember they had their overhead projector with their lyrics, and one person was playing a keyboard and one guy played a trumpet of all things. And it was absolutely crazy. And I thought my obligation was over, but strangely, I just kept going back. And the big thing I remember is that, one, these people talked about Jesus Christ as though he was actually a real person. And two, they were the most admirable people I had ever met. And so at first, I wanted to be like them, and I was kind of like Kevin Costner in Dances with Wolves. I was emulating the Indians. I was emulating the Christians. And I remember I tried to witness to this girl, but I didn't know what I was talking about. And she said, well, my dad's a Buddhist. What do you say about that? And I'm like, I have nothing to say about that. And this girl in the chapter heard my story, and she said, I don't want to insult you, but did you ever think about reading about your faith? And I read Peter Kraft's Between Heaven and Hell. And I came to believe in the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And that's when I became a real Christian. Absolutely everything in my life changed. Everything. My intellectual life is almost purely a result of having met Jesus Christ. InterVarsity always had the book table. I read so many books. I learned about Francis Schaeffer. I watched How Should We Then Live, the massive movie series, and learned that Christianity connects to just almost absolutely everything. And I think that made me a lifelong searcher and a reader and a writer and a speaker, and that's why I'm a professor today. I'm a professor because of what happened to me at that age. When I was 18 and 19, somehow I was open. Somehow I was able to hear and respond. And I think it's an exciting time of life when you're kind of deciding who you are away from your parents. And I want to speak into the lives of young people. I teach them about the way the gospel applies to everything. All of my students will tell you that I'm kind of a proponent of the integrated life, right? The integration of your faith with everything in life. That you don't just have sort of a ritual life, but you have what Dietrich Bonhoeffer called unlimited discipleship throughout your life. So what does Christ mean to culture? We have to understand that Christ is the world's true king, the real king of the world, the only true king. And so when we follow Christ, then we're essentially living with the grain of the universe, and we can actually flourish, and the people around us can flourish.
Deep enough to dream in brilliant colors I have never seen.